Hey guys, so the iPhone 10 is up for pre-orders on Amazon.in. So on 27th of October at midnight is when you could start ordering the iPhone 10, not the iPhone X as many seem to call it. But I don't blame them because there is a huge X beside iPhone, so even I was calling it iPhone X, but iPhone 10. Now, this video is mainly towards all the Indian consumers who are interested in buying the iPhone 10. And this is me telling you why you should wait for 2018's iPhone 11 or 10 point, whatever they call it, and not get this iPhone. You see, this iPhone is, I mean, it looks great, I'll give you that. They say it's the future, but get this, the iPhone 10 gives you almost bezel-less. They call it bezel-less, but it's not bezel-less. It's got a bezel because you guys, having a bezel-less phone has a number of practical issues, surrounding it. So when you hold your phone, there's a lot of accidental touches that happen. So for a phone to not have any sort of command being prompted when you're holding it on its sides or having it all screen, I mean, there is a lot of practical issues that govern that sort of a display. So the iPhone 10, my first problem with the iPhone 10 in India is that back in during Apple's keynote when they were introducing the iPhone 10 to the world, they said that it would retail for $999, so around $1,000. So $999, or let's say $1,000 multiplied by the current exchange rate of a dollar in India, it's around 65. So 65 into $1,000 is 65,000 rupees. So you add a bit of tax here and there, and that's what, 66, 67,000 rupees. The iPhone 10 is going to be selling in India for 89,000 rupees, and that's just for the 64 gig version. The 128 gig version is going to cost you 1,02,000. Now, trust me, if it was the Note 8, which it is, versus the iPhone 10 at a similar price point, then you should be free to choose, although the Galaxy Note 8 offers you much, much more productivity, which the iPhone 10 doesn't. Okay, but this is not a comparison video. This is just me giving you my advice, as I was also contemplating on buying the iPhone 10 because I was looking forward to its photo taking abilities, its ability to shoot 240 frames per second at full HD, 4K at 60 frames per second. It's all good, but then I thought, wait, the first thing is the OLED panels, or the Super Retina display that Apple is calling, that has been manufactured by Samsung for Apple. So it's Samsung's tech. That's number one. Number two, and the main point, is the price. I am not going to pay so much of extra money for a phone that's going to be outdated in a year. All right. And I'll come to why I would suggest that you get the iPhone 10 if you must, or whatever they call it, in 2018, why you should get it then and not buy the iPhone 10 now. I'll come to that at the end, but let me just tell you that 4K 60 frames per second, is that what's attracting you towards the iPhone? If it is, then that's also going to come to the Galaxy Note 8 for a far lesser price, and a phone that offers you much more. But the practical thing is you won't be using 4K at 60 frames per second all the time. It takes up a huge amount of space. Okay. Apart from that, Animoji. Now, there is a lot of rumors going on. Not rumor, there was news that a Japanese company has sued Apple for supposedly using their Animoji. That Animoji was some Japanese company's property, and Apple just took it and claimed it as their own. Much like they're doing with the Super Retina display, it's got nothing to do with Apple. Its superb display, if at all, is produced by Samsung. Okay, and next year it's going to be produced by LG. So it's got nothing. So just Apple just claims it as their Super Retina display, but they had nothing to do with it. Okay. Now, like I said, I don't want this to be a comparison, although it keeps coming up, between Samsung and Apple. But there are a number of things why you shouldn't invest so much of your precious hard-earned money on the iPhone 10. If it's just because you want to be an iPhone user, you want to have the latest iPhone, is it worth 89,000? Because 2018 is just going to be, it's just a few months away. Okay, what, we're in October, so 2 months away. Let 2.5 months get complete, 2018, and you're going to get a new iPhone that's going to master the bezel-less form factor in a much better way. It's going to have a faster processor, improved camera, so a lot of improvements. And the part I was talking about, the iPhone that comes out in 2018 is going to be much, much cheaper than the iPhone 10 that is being launched in 2017. So, not only is it going to be cheaper, as per rumors, it's going to be faster, it's going to be improved over the iPhone 10. And if you're a guy who's or a girl who's always used Apple products, then by all means, the iPhone 10 is for you. But if it's just because it's the new iPhone, why not go for the iPhone 8 and 8 Plus? They offer you the same things. They have much more practical design. It has the same A11 neural engine, so it's got that chip. It's blazing fast. It's got a great camera, and you own an iPhone if that's your game. So, guys, my advice is, if you must get the best of iPhone, wait for 2018 and get the best iPhone, the latest iPhone, for a cheaper price with improved capabilities, and not straight away dive in for the iPhone 10. All right, guys, it's going to be very, very expensive. And trust me, guys, once 2018 hits and you see the new iPhone and you see it's being offered for cheap with better improved capabilities, you are going to be tearing out your hair, because you spent close to a lakh, if not more than a lakh, for the iPhone 10. I wouldn't do that personally. I got myself the Galaxy Note 8, which is a brilliant phone, and it's serving every purpose, and it's really helping me with my productivity, with my work, and that's how I decided to get my phone. I also own an iPhone 5S back from 2013, and I still use it on and off for a number of purposes, but my most useful phones have always been the Note series of Samsung. Like I said, sorry, I do not want to compare, but yeah, that's my advice, guys. Don't go for the iPhone 10 right now. It's going to be a hurried decision, and Apple is, like how Apple made the iPhone 8 and 8 Plus obsolete within 5 minutes of their launch. It's like they launched the iPhone 8 and 8 Plus, said it was the greatest and fastest, and just 5 minutes after that, they launched the iPhone 10. So already the iPhone 8 and 8 Plus were obsolete. The same thing is going to happen if you get the iPhone 10 right now. Wait it out. If you have to get an iPhone, if you don't have a phone, you don't have any other phone, or if your previous iPhone is broken, get the iPhone 8 or 8 Plus for far cheaper and offering you the same thing except that bezel-less form factor. That's it. And if you must get the iPhone 10 line, wait for 2018. All right, guys, that's been my advice. Take it or leave it. It's up to you. It's your money. I'm just here to give you my advice and help you choose or make the right decision, because I care that you make the correct decision. That's just me. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Do give this video a thumbs up if you found any of this advice useful. If you hated it, give it a thumbs down. I love you nonetheless. Subscribe to Podcast 9 right now, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Cheers.